Good afternoon. Rich Nass with Open Systems Media here for this week's installment with Ray Zinn, the former CEO of Micrel, author of a great book called Tough Things First, and author, if that's the right word, of a great podcast by the same name, Tough Things First. Good afternoon, Ray.
Well, good afternoon to you, Rich. Good to hear from you again.
Well, thank you very much. So we started to talk last week about investing in startups and how do you know what's the right startup. I'd like to take a variation of that and putting yourself in the position of the guy who's actually running the company. Somewhat of a tough topic. How do you know when it's not going to make it? There's some number that I forget what the number is, but it's a really high number, like 80% of all startups fail. And it has to be really hard if you're the guy who's put your blood, sweat, and tears into attempting to make this work, and you may not have the right frame of mind to know when is the right time to pull the plug. Is there an answer? Is there a quantifiable answer to that?
Oh, yeah, sure. First off, as I mentioned to you last week, we generally look out about 3 years, and so the first 3 years are really the make or break. I think the studies show that over half of the startups fail within the first 3 years of business. So the first 3 years are critical, and not that the first year is not, but it's less critical than the second and the third year. So if you are into your second year and you haven't launched your product yet, it looks like it's going to take another couple of years, and you're going to have to go out for more money, and you're going to get diluted to the point where it's not going to be worth your time, you might consider just pulling the plug because your chances of succeeding after that are quite minimal. So, it's a clear path to destruction if you don't have enough money to start your company and at least get yourself to profitability, or at least to break even with what you've raised to begin with. Because as you go out, you do Series A, B, C, D, and all you get out to G and F. You got nothing left in the company. You got no bandwidth left, and no really opportunity for you to succeed. So I think, as the statistics show, you'll know within the first 3 years if you're going to make it. I wouldn't go out for multiple rounds of financing unless you're just looking at some way to have a job. Certainly you're not going to have any ownership in the company.
But isn't it fair to assume that the guy who has to make that decision is generally not thinking rationally? He may have his life savings invested in this company, and he might think, one more round and we'll make it for sure.
Absolutely. We all do that. But if you're not rational enough to sit back and look at it objectively, maybe you deserve to lose your money. We can't protect everybody, but that's the reason for these kind of podcasts is to help people understand how they should look at the opportunities and their chances of succeeding.
Well, that's great, and that's a great way to look at it, and I'm hoping that we are helping people with this. Okay, that's a very good topic for today. It's a little shorter, but I think we're actually teaching people something here, and I thank you for that.
Well, that's the whole purpose of these podcasts, is to help these individuals learn and hopefully become more successful. Perfect.
That was Ray Zinn. He is the former CEO of Micrel for 37 years, so he has a lot of this wisdom that people might want to partake into. And I'm Rich Nass, Executive Vice President with Open Systems Media. Hope you all have a great day.